Hi, it's Cindy and Jan on the Backroads. We are at Indian Creek Distillery in New Carlisle, Ohio. Part of the tour is a tasting that follows, and that's what this video is about. After Joe does his educational part downstairs, you'll go upstairs and Missy does hers, and she does a great job. Tours are offered only on Saturdays at 2 and 4. We highly recommend that you make reservations.
Which is true old-fashioned double copper pot distillation. So you have water in a carafe there. That is our spring water. That's from whence our whiskey is born. We love our water. It's delicious. It's artesian spring water, and that's what my family used years ago. And then also there's crackers to cleanse your palate as well. So make it easy on you. And so let me ask, how many whiskey drinkers do I have here in Z Room? Okay, I've got a few.
Like a lot of alcohol, so.
Okay. Well,
I don't know if that's different.
Nah, we'll include you in it. You'll be just fine. So good. All right, so just a little bit of a backstory of the explanation of the difference between our spirits and what Jack, Jim, and the boys are, okay? The big guys. The big guys cook their whiskeys very fast and very hot. And so when you do so in those column hot still combinations, you actually strip a lot of the fusel oils out of there. And it becomes an NGS, or a neutral grain spirit. Hence, that's why you have to put it into a barrel to add some flavoring to it. So our spirits, being cooked in the bellies of those old stills downstairs, in that love affair with that copper, they are cooked very, very slow. And so those fusel oils remain in our whiskeys, in the spirits. And the fusel oils contain loads of flavor, okay? So you're going to get a lot of flavor from our whiskey just from the grains and the essence of the distillation, let alone from the barreling process, okay? So our whiskey is crock pot whiskey, okay? Crock pot cooking versus microwave. Okay, so you kind of get the idea here. Get the drift that one's, well, you know, we like our popcorn popped in the microwave, but you'd rather have, you know, you guys get it. Okay. All right, so we're going to begin by working our way left to right. So it's the top of the sheet, just like a book, left to right is how we're going to read our tasting sheet. So the very first one that you are going to experience, because realize you are in 1820, okay? You're 200 years back, you're in the frontier here, okay? So this is Elias Staley White Rye Whiskey. This is my family's signature spirit. This is what they made here for 100 years. It is a white rye. So it is 65% rye, 20% corn. The remainder is malted barley, and it is going to taste and smell like springtime, okay? So you're gonna get some fruit and floral notes. This is 80 proof. This is the lowest end of our proof spectrum. And this is truly a lost spirit because, again, Jack, Jim, and the boys cook rye a little bit too hot and fast, and it comes out very bitter and bitey sometimes. So this is extremely smooth, and this is a true sip of history. Because if you guys would have been here a couple 100 years ago, I would have sent you home with this, okay? You would have gone home with a nice jug. You would have given me a little, maybe a silver 50-cent piece, you know, or a silver dollar, and we would have had a nice trade, okay? So, unique spirit, again, lost just because it's not made as often as it really should be, because it's a great mash bill, and very close to George Washington's mash bill with his big distillery back in the early or late 1700s. So this one's named after my great-great-great-grandfather, Elias, and this is his signature here on the bottle from around 1830. And he named his distillery Indian Creek after the creek that runs through our farm. And the reason being, he had a lot of Native American friends here that they had a great relationship, and he appreciated the area, and so hence the name Indian Creek Distillery. And so we honored that by continuing it on when we resurrected our distillery in a different century. Okay, so that one's kind of surprising, isn't it? It doesn't taste like moonshine.
No.
It would never have been moonshined. Okay, that's early America right there. That's a frontier spirit, okay? And it's clear, forgot to mention this, because it has never had a relationship with a barrel. It's straight from the still.
Aha. Okay.
That's why it's clear. All spirits are clear when it comes out of the still. It becomes brown when it's had a relationship with a barrel. So I'm going to talk to you next about barreling. So the second one is the Staley Rye Whiskey. This is the same whiskey, but now it's aged. So you have the beautiful brown color, or this happens to be a little bit more amber. And this rye whiskey is what you would want to really drink with your true old-fashioned cocktails. Okay, the ones that were created in the 1870s, 1880s by those early bartenders, they used an aged rye whiskey to create your old-fashions, your Sazeracs, your Manhattans. All of those would have been created with a great rye whiskey. And I mean, all of those are delicious with this spirit right here. So, in the barreling process, let me explain this a bit. As distillers, we choose the level of char. You understand that barrels are burned on the inside. It produces a different char level, how deep you burn that barrel, okay? So we choose between number 2, which is really light, all the way up to number 5, which is heavy, deep burn. Every one of those char levels produces tannins. Tannins equals flavors. There's actually 33 different tannins that come forth from a barrel. So as distillers, we choose which one we want to come out in that particular spirit. So this is a number 3 char. It gives you caramel and vanilla notes. There's a bit of pepper in there, but it's on the back end. So the barreling is just a relaxing way with the spirit, kind of, you know, it's kind of a chill relationship, okay? There's a lot of give and take that happens as that spirit breathes in and out of that barrel because of the weather, hot and cold. That's why you have uninsulated brick houses, so that weather can penetrate it and it becomes affected by the hot and cold temperatures. That's where it pulls out those tannins, okay? All right, so that was an 80 proof spirit. Again, on the low end of our spirit level here. Okay, we're gonna move to corn whiskey now. All right, happy-go-lucky corn whiskey. Gets along with everybody. This is a white corn whiskey. It is clear because it has not aged. Right, very good class. That's awesome. Awesome, back in distilling school. Okay, so this is Dandy John's. This is a white corn whiskey, 90 proof. It is going to be much more alcohol forward, okay? It's not been relaxed in the barrel. It hasn't had that relationship. So you're tasting that true ethanol flavor, okay? This would be the closest thing that we come to for moonshine, all right? But it's 90 proof. It's still very drinkable. We make cocktails out of this. You can add hibiscus syrup with this, but this is good old corn whiskey. You're gonna taste it. You're gonna taste that corn. It's gonna step up and say hello to you. Yeah. It's still pretty smooth though. For a corn whiskey, it's kind of shocking, you know. But again, a nice spirit. So this is just a journey we're taking you through here, so you learn about spirits as you go, and learn about a little bit about distilling and a little bit about whiskey history too, and the Staley history. Dandy John happens to be my great uncle, and this is his photograph on here, and he was the only one of the Staley boys, as we call them, that generation who got his photo taken quite often, and he liked the ladies. That's why he was a dandy. And he never got married. He was a bachelor, and quite a guy. But he had his little bowler hat on and his little tie, and he got his picture taken. So bless his heart. Anyway, had to do one for Andy, or Dandy, John. So yeah, Andy's over here. So Andy's next, okay? So this is Andy's old number 5. This is the aged bourbon from the unaged white corn whiskey. So hence you've got this beautiful brown color that comes out, just absolutely gorgeous. And Andy's is 90 proof. It's been in a number 3 char barrel. That number 3 char barrel, I'm sorry, this is a number 4 char barrel. Getting mixed up here. It's going to give you butterscotch notes. Okay? It's going to have a creamy, buttery mouthfeel in it. And at 90 proof, it's a great introductory bourbon. Really easy sipping whiskey right there. And that's named after my great-great-uncle Andy. And DSP number 5, that's who we really are. Right there. So, big difference, again, because this is a journey between that unaged and the aged. Boy, you can see big difference. You can see what that barrel lends and gives to that spirit. There's that wonderful relationship of breathing that goes on there. It's like a marriage or just a relationship.
Well, because I drink with an ice cube.
Lots of give and take. Yeah. Yeah, rye whiskeys are going to give you a dry mouthfeel. Corn whiskey, because it's oily, corn oil, it's going to give you a much creamier mouthfeel, buttery in your mouth. All right, so let's go to the next one, 1820. This is the beginning of what we call our 3 kings, right here. All right, you move it on back, and that's where that Kentucky Chew thing comes in. I just call it wallering it around in your mouth. For better
That's more accurate.
You know, I hate to say that because it comes out really, you know. But anyway, it's an old-fashioned term for, you know, wallering around in mud, you know, that kind of thing. Okay. Anyway, so think about that. If you want to do that, that is really the correct way of sipping and tasting whiskey. And actually, a true tasting, I mean, if you do it real stringent way, you spit it back out. You do not swallow it. That's how they do it. And the first thing you do is smell it. Yeah. And ours are going to have a great aroma to them, a great nose, and that's because of the girls downstairs. The pot distillation keeps those fusel oils, which holds all that flavor and those notes that you're going to be smelling before you drink. And think about that when you're drinking some Jack and Jim, you ain't smelling a whole lot, you know, you're just getting some heat, and sometimes a lot of heat. That's why I never drank that stuff. I didn't like that whiskey, but I can drink my whiskey. So we're coming to the next one, which is the 7 Staleys. This one is my favorite. I love this one. This is a complex, full-bodied spirit that has some really, really interesting notes in it. And the reason for those notes, this is 107 proof, is because, I'll get these ones out here, Benny. All right, so from the barrel maker, we work with a company, a barrel company in, smell this, they're going to be wet because they came right out of the barrel. Oh. You can, yeah, be careful, you're getting a big woof back because that, yeah.
It looked like Oreo cookies at first. You caught me off guard. I was like,
I'm sorry. I'm
I
sorry
was like,
about
oh,
that.
she's passing out cookies now.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Yeah.
That's not a cookie.
That ain't no cookie.
What are they called?
Yeah.
Well, these are white American oak spirals, okay? So what the barrel maker does is,
I heard him mention it downstairs, the spirals.
spirals.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Smells good.
So
Yeah.
what we do, we order these. We use fishing line, okay? And we'll add, because that'll, you gotta be careful with that one. It will sneak up on you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Does this have a little bit more rye in it?
No, that's a high corn.
Okay.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting? It's the difference. Well, these are both high rye, but this one has those particular spirals in it. This one has heavy char spirals in it.
Yeah, it's yummy.
It's really yummy.
Those two are really good.
Yes, they are. Yeah. Really brings forth
Yeah.
a really nice, wow, just super good flavor.
Yeah,
out
real
of those.
smooth and-
Very
yeah.
smooth. Yeah, just lovely. Okay, so these are our traditional spirits. So let's move on to my non-traditional spirits, which is, the next one's Copper Arrow. And this one is a maple infused bourbon. So the base for this is 1820, and then we add local maple syrup that we get from around West Milton.
Oh.
Oh, is that why the bottle's so small?
Yes, because you know maple syrup ain't cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was, because before you even said that, I was like, wait a minute, why is that bottle so small?
You got
But I
it.
know, yeah.
You are exactly right. It's kind of a precious commodity, actually. It's hard to make. It
Yeah.
takes a long time. So anyway, yeah, hence the small bottle. But I'll tell you, no small taste with this.
It's very good.
This is like an old-fashioned cocktail in a bottle. So you can pour this on ice. It's 95 proof. And the maple syrup's your simple syrup. Add a couple dashes of your orange bitters, like Luxardo cherries. Stir. You got yourself ready-made cocktail. You got a rough day, come home, pour, sip.
Yeah.
Dip a pancake in it, whatever. Yeah, yeah. Take a drink and a pancake.
Yeah.
Drink and a pancake. Yeah, yeah. Add a little bacon strip in there too. What the bacon? Actually, use the bacon for a stir.
There you go.
Yeah, use it for a stir. Yeah. Anyway, it would be really fun. So that's a fun spirit there. Definitely
very
different.
good.
Yes. Yep. Our daughter Carmony is the one who mixes all those. She does those in 10-gallon batches, so it's a very small batch, and we just allow her to taste, and she says, okay, this is ready, this isn't, I'm adding this, decrease that. She's our bottle and barrel gal, so if that barrel ain't ready, Carmen says it ain't ready, it ain't coming out. We're not dumping that barrel. We trust her. So she's just good at that. So she has a very important job.
Yes.
She really does. Okay, the next one, Gypsy Gin. Now this is totally unique. I do not drink white gins. I don't like those dry Beefeaters and Tanquerays. So this is a Gypsy Gin, which is a botanical barrel-aged gin.
That ever happens from drinking Tanqueray. Oh gosh.
Just saying.
Spicy.
I know, it's that
Spicy.
gin. That gin will do it to you. So this is 12 different herbs and spices. Juniper
There you go.
obviously
Yep.
is in there.
It's the juniper.
Yeah. And we infuse.
After the tour, you can pick up your favorite beverages and lots of other items in their gift shop. Joe and Missy Doer do a great job with their tours. It's recommended that you make reservations because the tours are only offered on Saturday at 2 and 4. Thanks for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We also have a Facebook page, and if you know someplace great that we should visit, please let us know. We're always up for a road trip and love to support small businesses. Thanks for watching. We hope to see you on the Backroads.